I want to show you how you can study your own vocabulary online with Comprehencia. Here you see some of the textbooks that I used for my own language study, Japanese, and I went through a lot of frustration before I realized how important it really is to keep all your vocabulary at one place. I do this with Comprehencia, and I want to show you how you can import and learn your own vocabulary with Comprehencia as well. Everything you want to learn in Comprehencia is stored in pools, and you need one pool for each language you want to learn. So in this example video I have two pools, Japanese and German. You can switch between pools by just clicking on their names. So the first step is for me to add a new dataset to my Japanese pool. What I do is I start a new data set for each new textbook I'm learning with, and I also have a separate data set for each language course that I visit. So over time, during your learning career, your pool will fill up with more and more data sets. I call this one the summer course, and I can now fill this data set with content by just clicking on import next to this data set. And in this case I have my word list available as a spreadsheet in a spreadsheet program. That's very nice because I do not need to type everything by hand. I just copy everything in my spreadsheet program, the words in Japanese, the kana writings, the translations in German, and also the example sentences, and paste everything into that text field in Comprehencia. One nice feature of Comprehencia is that it automatically detects double words. That means if you import data and some of the words are already in your pool because you have learned them before, then these words are automatically connected to your already existing learning history. Here in step 2 I'm now classifying the columns. I do this by dragging and dropping these boxes to their corresponding column. So Japanese to Japanese, kana, German, the example sentence, and so on. This is to make sure that everything is imported in the correct order. And in this case I do also have a separate column that contains the chapter name for each word. And in the final step I can assign the whole data I'm importing here to a single chapter name, but I'm not doing this because I have my own chapter row in the data I am importing. So I just click on save, and a few seconds later my word list is online. Here it is. So I can now review my data, all the words, Japanese, kana, German. You also see on the left hand side the chapter overview. Everything is separated in 3 chapters, and I can turn on the sentences. I can also edit each entry here. So if I want to change something, maybe I spotted a typo, I just click on the entry, edit it, and press return, and that's it. I can now directly start learning my new content by just clicking on Summer Course on the start page. And Comprehencia stores everything I'm doing here and uses this learning history to compute my optimal learning path. I can also add in this example the kana writing, or choose a specific chapter to learn. So you see also the kana next to the kanji appears. This makes learning a bit easier for the Japanese beginner. I can also change the learning direction, all this with just a single mouse click. Okay, now let's show you one more example. How do I do all this when I do not have my word list available as a spreadsheet? And I do this with my German dataset. Now, actually I am German, so it doesn't make much sense for me to study German, but it's just an example video. Again, I generate a new dataset. I call this my German word list. And I click on import next to that dataset, and now I start typing the words by hand into this text field. Hund, dog, and so on. So I'm writing down some animals. There's no need to classify anything in step 2 because this is already perfectly correct. And this time I want to assign a chapter name to all the words I'm importing here. You can name it whatever you like. Chapter 1, January 2008, language course week 2, whatsoever. Since these are all animals, I call this chapter Tiere. That's German for animals. And here are my animals. And everything is in the chapter Tiere. So now I can again start learning these new contents. I have several options. I can also do multiple choice tests, writing tests for my contents. I can have a look at my learning statistics and see how my proficiency changed over time. And I can also share my word lists online with friends, or if I'm a teacher, I could make my word lists available to my students. So you have a lot of options with Comprehencia.com.